This week, the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series was back in action in Canada with 2 races at Castrol Raceway, while the Super DIRTcar Series looked to take on Lebanon Valley Speedway and Mr. Dirt Track USA. Plus, check out this week's 4Y.TV Power Rankings. Who's at the top of the list? We'll give you a hint. It's another first-timer. This and more next on this week's edition of 4Y Weekly. This past weekend, the Outlaws traveled north of the border one more time to Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and Castrol Raceway for 2 nights of the Oil City Cup. And Paul McMahon and Jason Sides would bring the field to green on night number 1. McMahon would lead lap number 1 ahead of Sides and Jason Myers, your current World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series point leader. And it didn't take long for Hotfoot to find the hot setup. That was the cushion out of corner number 4 as he moves to the high side of Double Down, going into corner number 1 to take the runner-up spot. Myers looking to further his World of Outlaws Series point lead, and to do that, he was going to chase down your race leader, McMahon, who moves in the lap traffic in corner number 1, manages to needle his way through and stay out into the race lead. But just laps later, Myers again moves to the high side of the speedway, then cuts a little bit low, goes right through the middle portion of the racetrack to storm out into the race lead out of turn number 4. Myers in the DD&I car number 14 then pulled away as Sides worked to the inside of McMahon as well. Meanwhile, Donnie Schatz in the STP number 15 machine sees Myers running out in front. He doesn't want to let that happen. He's trying to close in that championship race. He pulls to the outside of Lucas Wolf, then tries for the outside of Paul McMahon. He would eventually make the pass. After a caution later on, Steve Kinzer, riding in the 5th spot, tangles with McMahon out of corner number 4, then makes contact with another machine. Kinzer tips over onto his side. A tough break for the King of the Outlaws. After the restart, Myers picked back up right where he left off, out in front of the field, dominating this one on his way to victory here at Castrol Raceway on Friday night. His 4th World of Outlaws win of the season, continuing to pad that series point lead. Donnie Schatz came home in second ahead of Lucas Wolf, Paul McMahon, and Jason Sides rounding out the top 5.
We love coming up here. It's a long ways up, but every year it seems to be worth the trip for us. We run really well here. They do a great job at the track, and hats off to my guys tonight. Gave me a great race car. That track record tonight, that's Charlie Yard horsepower. We've gotten a lot of those over the last few years. Charlie just does an incredible job with their motors. They run good, they stay together, and just he's the best, and we're lucky to have him. And you know, good race car tonight. This is a new car we've been running here for 2 weeks now, and Steve Kent's been working really hard trying to get us a little something better for next year. And people kind of laugh, why are you messing with it? Well, you always got to try to get better. You know, our competitors are, and so do we. So GLR and DD&I Media Tile keep giving us all the tools we need to come out here, and All-Star and Curlo, and just we keep digging. We keep trying to get better every night.
Night number 2 of the Oil City Cup at Castrol Raceway on Saturday night. And just one night after ending the race on his side, Steve Kinzer would start from pole position and bring the field to green alongside Chad Kemenaugh. Jason Myers in the 14 machine, your winner from last night, quickly moving into the 3rd spot, but it would be Kinzer coming across the line to lead lap number 1. Further back in the field, Cody Dara, who started deep in the Great Clips number 91, he would prove to be a factor right from the get-go, moving to the inside of Jason Sides, who loses the handle out of corner number 2. A tough break for Sides, who's been having a rough go of it here as of late. After the restart, Jason Myers, he looked as though he was going to try and pull down win number 2 in a row, making the inside move on Chad Kemenaugh. But once again, it was Donnie Schatz and Cody Dara moving through the field. Dara on the outside, pulls to the top side of the 5W of Lucas Wolf to take that position, going into corner number 3. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead heating up. Kinzer out in front. Myers now pulling in the second. Dives in on Kinzer into corner number 3. They make contact, and Myers ends up in the wall in corner number 3. Myers would get back going once again and rebound for an 11th place finish. After the restart, once again, Kinzer would lead the way out in front of the Bass Pro Shops car number 11, but his teammate Donnie Schatz, quickly moving through the center part of the racetrack, would take the race lead down the back straightaway and pull away from the field. With shots out in front, Dara once again on the move in the KKR number 91. Pulls to the outside of Kinzer as well to take over the runner-up spot. But the King was not done. He would charge back to the low side out of turn number 2, forcing Dara back to position number 3. The two of these guys would duke it out all night long. Dara again finds the outside out of corner number 4 to retake the second spot for the final time down the front straightaway. From there, Dara, using all the momentum he's had all night long, he chases down Shots, once again using the cushion out of turn 4 to catch your race leader into corner number 1. Just as Dara closes in, a lap car loses the handle on the bottom side of the speedway. Shots, with nowhere to go, makes contact and blows a right rear tire. With the white flag in the air after the restart, Dara looks to be on his way to victory, but he hooks the cushion out of corner number 4. Just as it happens, the yellow flag waves for a stopped vehicle in corner number 2. So that would bring out another double file restart, green-white checkered to the finish. Dara pulls out in front. Brad Sweet in the Red Bull number 9 manages to pull up into the runner-up spot. But Cody Dara well on his way to victory, his first career World of Outlaws win driving for Casey Kane Racing. Sweet came home in second ahead of Kinzer, Kemenaugh, and Paul McMahon.
It's been a long time since we've been in victory lane, and it's good to get one with Casey. It's been a long year. We've struggled. You know, he stuck by me through an injury last year and had a car waiting on me, and he stuck by me all year. You know, with us unloading parts out of this trailer, and you know, if it was me, I'd have been fired a long time ago. But he stayed there with me, and you know, we're here in victory lane. We got a new crew guy, David Farrow, is behind us, and you know, it's our 3rd crew chief this year, and it's a really good start with him. This is only our 2nd race, and we got, I don't know, there's so many people to thank. Great Clips, you know, for putting their name on the side of this car. It's an honor to drive for them, and Factory Cane Shocks and Speedway Engines, and got to definitely thank my mom and dad for getting me to this point in my life. And just I don't know, it's sweet. It's got me kind of lost for words.
Despite finishing outside the top 10 on Saturday, Jason Myers still holds an 87-point lead in the standings over Donnie Schatz. The Outlaws next in action September 2nd and 3rd at Skagit Speedway, followed September 5th at Cottage Grove. Don't forget, this Sunday at noon, you can watch the 51st Goodyear Knoxville Nationals on Speed. We'll be back with more next, right here on 4 Wide Weekly.
For nearly 4 decades, thousands have gathered at New York State Fairgrounds, awestruck as dirt racing legends race towards immortality. Start freezing! At Syracuse, October 5th through 9th is the 40th annual Super Dirt Week.
Danny's in the wall!
Make your plans now for an unforgettable experience.
3 miles running out of fuel. 10 has more.
Tickets and remaining campsites on sale now at SuperDirtWeekOnline.com.
Welcome back to this week's edition of 4 Wide Weekly. Thursday nights, Mr. Dirt Track USA at Lebanon Valley Speedway for the Super DIRTcar Series Big Block Modifieds was postponed due to rain. That race has been rescheduled for tomorrow night, September the 1st. Looking at your Super DIRTcar Series standings going into tomorrow night's race, Billy Decker still holds the series point lead by 49 markers over Matt Shepard, Brett Hearn, Danny Johnson, and Jimmy Phelps, the top 5. This week's 4Wide.tv Power Ranking shows your 2 World of Outlaws winners from the weekend leading the way, Cody Dara and Jason Myers. Matt Shepard from the Super DIRTcar Series sits in position number 3. Shannon Babb had back-to-back UMP late model wins over the weekend, and your World of Outlaws late model series runner-up Josh Richards sits in 5th. Be sure to tune in to next week's edition of 4 Wide Weekly as the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series continues west to Skagit Speedway. The World of Outlaws Late Model Series takes on Tyler County and Roaring Knob. And the Super DIRTcar Series heads back to Lebanon Valley and Weedsport Speedway.